Okay, this video is going to take you through the solutions to page 5 of chapter 2 notes. I just want to show you something, a trick that you can use here, because what happens is when students look at the data type of the variable they're assigning to, it confuses them. So cover that up and you go, alright, an int plus a double is a double, and so that makes this 10.7. When you do the calculator, keep the decimal. And then you look and see, okay, the 10.7, I'm going to try to store 10.7 in a double, which is fine because that's a double. Alright, then you go to the next one. You cover that up. You don't care what that's saying right there. You say, okay, now a double plus an int has to be a double. And so this is going to be 40.1. Now you go, okay, I'm going to store this double inside of an int, and you're going to go, oop, that won't work because a double is bigger than an int. So therefore you get an error message, okay, because you can't store a double in an int. The next one, cover that up, and an int divided by an int has to be an int because there are neither one of the operands is a double. So you do the calculator, drop the decimal, you get a 3. Now you're going to store the 3 inside of a double. Now a 3 is not a double, so it must be converted, and it gets converted automatically and goes to a 3.0. Okay, so it changes from a 3 to a 3.0. Automatically, that's what Java does, or the compiler does. The next one, number 4. A double divided by an int must be a double, so you do the calculator, keep the decimal, and then you're going to store that decimal in a double, which makes sense, that works. And then number 5, you cover that up. An int divided by an int has to be an int, so 3, that's 3. And you're going to store the 3 in an int. Alright, so that works, that's why it just stays as a 3. Number 6, an int modulus int must be an int, which is 4 is the remainder, and so 4 is being an int is stored in a double. Okay, so the 4, which is an int, gets converted automatically, becomes 4.0 when it's put inside of a double. Number 7, an int divided by a double must be a double, so you use the calculator, keep the decimal, 6.757, and we are going to then try to store a double inside of an int. Alright, not going to work, a double is bigger than an int, and so you get an error message that so that will not work. And then the last one, an int divided by an int has to be an int, so use the calculator, drop the decimal, so 0 point blah blah blah, you cut off the blah blah blah, and that's 0, which is an int, and you store it inside of an int, so that works. Alright, that's how it works.